changing our world through storytelling. Judgemental. The saying, "A satisfied man does not understand the wants of the hungry," is so true. Nkansa, for weeks, had his eyes on Kisiedu. He was always quick to point at him for everything that went missing in the class. This was because Nkansa saw Kisiedu at the marketplace performing the duties of a porter. Kisiedu always came to school in tattered clothes. Both lunch and snack breaks did not matter to him because he had nothing to eat. Padiki and her friends always made fun of him. They teased him and called him names. The teachers liked him because Kisiedu was quick-witted. Every single question posed to Kisiedu was answered to satisfaction, regardless of the subject. Nkansa wondered how a poor boy like Kisiedu was so brilliant and was used as a measure of intelligence by the teachers. What annoyed him most was how he walked away with all the prizes during every speech and prize-giving day. Nkansa's hatred for Kisiedu grew more and more each passing day. One Tuesday morning, Yaro was late to school. He put his bag under the shed and joined assembly. When he got back to pick his bag, the money given to him by his parents to pay for his extra classes fees had gone missing. Nkansa's primary suspect was Kisiedu. Nkansa led Yaro to report the issue of theft to Mrs. Ametepe and added that Kisiedu was his primary suspect. Mrs. Ametepe had a call from the municipal director of education and asked Nkansa and Yaro to return to class. After the call, Mrs. Ametepe forgot about the complaint that the two gentlemen came to lodge and continued with her duties. Nkansa organized some of his friends who harassed Kisiedu to confess to the crime. Kisiedu had no idea what had gone wrong. He was heckled, insulted, and disgraced for a crime he knew nothing of. The noise in the class drew the attention of Mr. Preko and the other teachers. Mrs. Ametepe wondered what the chaos was all about, and as she got closer to the class, she remembered that two gentlemen came to her office to report of a theft case. Mr. Preko asked for calm to prevail, and Nkansa shouted, "Sir, Kisiedu is a thief. He stole the money." Kisiedu choked on tears and said, "Sir, please, I know nothing of what I am being accused of." Mr. Preko asked Nkansa if he saw Kisiedu take the money from Yaro's bag. He replied, "Sir, I didn't see him, but he took it." Mr. Preko asked Nkansa, "Then why are you so sure he did?" Nkansa replied, "Sir, he's the only poor boy in this class. I accompanied my mother to the market one Saturday and I saw Kisiedu as a porter at the Agbugbuloshi market." Kisiedu interjected, saying, "If you knew my story, you would share my pain. When I was 5 years, on one rainy Saturday morning, my parents had a fight. My father hit my mother, and my mother took some boiling water from the pot on fire, and in an attempt to pour the water on my father, it splashed on me. My father got furious and slapped my mother. She hit her head against the wall, and that ended my mother's life. My father was sentenced to life imprisonment and is currently serving his time in jail. A kind neighbor took care of me and enrolled me in the school. 2 years after, she was diagnosed of cancer and died, leaving me to my fate. I have no relatives, no one to take care of me. I work to fend for myself. I am not a thief. I do not steal. I did not take the money you are accusing me of. Before he finished his story, Mrs. Ametepe went to hug him. She took off her spectacles and wiped off her tears. Just then, Mr. Preku's phone rang. It was Yaro's father. He called to tell Mr. Preku that Yaro dropped his extra classes fee in the car and that he would bring it later in the afternoon. Mr. Preku heaved a sigh of relief as he broke the news to the class. Mrs. Ametepe was too emotional to speak. Mr. Preku called out to Nkansa and said, "I hope you have learned something today." Nkansa bowed his head in shame and went to Osei-Tutu to apologize to him. The entire class was quiet. My dear friends, do not be quick to judge. If you know the reason why people do what they do, you will not dream of judging anyone. Some of our friends go through a lot. The best you can do is to offer some kind words that will make them feel that someone cares. Do not forget to subscribe, like, and share. Your comments are well appreciated. A story a day, changing our world through storytelling.